Okay, so I'm running a quick test at the moment before the main motor test. What I'm doing is I am actually controlling the motor not via the controller or anything like that. I'm actually controlling it through Python via the Bluetooth on my laptop to this HCO5 module now here. So if we look here on the control display, if we go to mode, we click Bluetooth. Excuse me. We can see that these fans start acting under the command of my main program over here. The reason I'm using the fans is just because I wasn't sure whether the Arduino software was right, and I didn't want to start having the motor go all the way off. The main reason for this is so that I can run the telemetry and control the outboard from my laptop during the test phase and log data. I just plugged in my lithium-ion battery charger. I don't know if you can see. Still actually smoke and steam coming off it. I actually had a legitimate explosion with flames. Well, I'm no expert on transformers, but this is obviously what I've discovered when I've opened it. Ground line here melted. This apparent sort of fuse type piece of equipment dropped out. We've got quite a lot of evidence of burning and sort of over temperature in this region. Bearing in mind that interestingly this is the output region, this isn't the input. The input's over here, all the 240 volts equipment is over on this side. So it's as though there's been some sort of a short circuit on this end, which could even potentially imply some sort of a short circuit on the battery side with the BMS system. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's just shoddy manufacturing here. But I mean, it looks pretty toast, to be perfectly honest. I can't see there being much chance of getting this back on the road again. But we'll have a quick look anyway, just for the hell of it. Okay, well, I think it's fairly safe to say we're not getting this back again. This whole board has obviously had, shall we say, a high temperature event. I've been quite careful, by the way. Don't try this at home, kids. If we look here, it's worth knowing this. There is a capacitor bank here. 20 microfarad capacitors at 220 volts. Banks of 4. That could kill you. That's enough stored energy in there to kill you. So before you mess about with anything like this, do discharge the capacitors. As it happened, they were discharged, but I made sure that I carefully short-circuited the terminals of them. What's odd is that on the high voltage side over here, everything is absolutely a-okay. You know, the 220 volts come in here, and then it's been excuse me, it's been transformed down in this transformer here. But it's the other side that appears to be giving us trouble. So, I'm not really familiar with these circuits, but I think that there's a sort of a harmonic filter type thing here. There's some field effect transistors here. This would imply that we've got some sort of switched mode power supply, really. either way, to be perfectly honest, I don't think there's much coming back from what you see here. I did rather amusingly read on the back of the cover, hazardous area, do not remove this cover. Well, I've got to admit, I'm pretty pissed off because there but the grace of God goes a lot more than just this cheap, shitty charger. I mean, fundamentally, this thing, when I caught it, it was on fire. And as a result of that being on fire, that exposed my life and obviously my property and my neighbours to hazards as a result of some shitty design. I have not touched this since I bought it. I've literally only used it in the way that it was recommended in the manual. You know, for once I didn't start ripping it apart and finding out how it works. And this is what you get for that. So unfortunately, this whole thing's in the bin. There's going to be a completely pointless complaint, I think, sent to. Well, that's your first problem, isn't it? Sent to whoever the made it. Excuse the swearing, as you can imagine. I'm pretty pissed off, and I suppose I'd better locate another one. In the meantime, I'll continue on with my my current work. Okay, thank you for watching.